Welcome to OCR News Weekly. This week, Terrain Race debuts Terrain Relay, a 24-hour relay obstacle race. Dirty Girl Mud Run announces schedule changes and shifts focus to getaway weekend races. Badass Dash acquires Down and Dirty obstacles. Finally, Spartan Race announces podium shirts. Today is Thursday, April 6, 2017. I'm Margaret Schlachter, and this is OCR News Weekly, brought to you by Mud Run Guide. We're back after a short recess with all your latest news and results from around the OCR globe. This week's episode is brought to you by Spartan Race. Use code MUDRUNGUIDE15 for 15% off your next Spartan Race. Our top story this week comes from Dirty Girl Mud Run. Earlier this week, Dirty Girl Mud Run participants received emails regarding the permanent postponement of several of their events for 2017. In the email, Dirty Girl Mud Run stated they are shifting focus and will be holding events at ski resorts in the future. This move comes after Powder Corp bought Human Movement, the parent company of Dirty Girl Mud Run, a few years ago. Powder Corp has several holdings in the ski industry, and looking at the remaining calendar, the events marked TBA as well as those that are scheduled all line up with Powder Corp holdings. Fans should expect to see future events at resorts like Killington Mountain and Copper Mountain, as well as a few other venues in the upcoming year. All other venues will be refunded according to the email that participants received earlier this week. Our next story comes from Terrain Racing. Terrain Relay, put on by Terrain Racing, hosted their first 24-hour relay event over the past weekend. The race offered athletes a chance to take on the 24-hour format in a more fun and inviting way than a lot of other 24-hour events offer. Brett Stewart, the co-founder of Mud Run Guide, took on the race with a team and said this of the event. Teams were comprised of 4 athletes. Many were co-ed, most were male, and a few were all female squads. Athlete abilities ranged from seasoned OCR veterans such as Evan Paparis, Stephen Painted Warrior Cynic, Miles Keller, Eric Acuna, Darren D. Herreras, and many others who have also had World's Toughest Mudder or Battle Frog Extreme 24 background multi-lap experience. The race featured 3 individual laps. Each lap was approximately 5 miles, featuring 3 different loops. Each one had a different theme, either technical, strength, or speed. This was the first of the Terrain Relays, and Terrain Relay is hopefully going to be coming to more cities in the coming future. Our next story comes from Badass Dash. Badass Dash recently acquired obstacles from Down and Dirty Obstacle Series in advance of their season opener on May 20th in Las Vegas. Badass Dash is set to host 6 events in 2017. With the acquisition of the new obstacles, Badass Dash is looking to bring more fun and more obstacles and challenges to each of their events. Brian Shernow, race director for Badass Dash Series, stated that all of the down and dirty obstacles that thousands of racers over years have come to know and love will now be featured as part of the largest gathering of obstacles ever at any obstacle event during the 2017 Badass Dash kickoff here in fabulous Las Vegas. Badass Dash has been a perennial favorite for many athletes, and their Las Vegas race continues to be a showcase of that race series. Our last story this week comes from Spartan Race. Recently, Spartan Race announced that podium athletes will be required to wear new podium-specific shirts for their races in 2017. The shirts are currently being made for top athletes in the sport, and more are planning on being made throughout the year for additional athletes as newcomers enter the sport. This news comes on the heels of several rule changes to Spartan Race. This move helps to continue to solidify the brand's identity and continue to help the image as Spartan Race continues to have their series on networks like NBC and NBC Sports. Moving ahead, we're looking at race results from last week. Our top race results come from Spartan Race over in California, with a super distance event happening. Your top racers on Saturday were winning the race in the men's division. Ian Diurley won the race. Cole Schwartz came in second, less than a minute behind him, and in third place was Steven Koza. Over on the women's side, newcomer to the industry and on the pro team this year, Rhea Coble won the race by over a minute over Nicole Miracle, and in third place, just 6 seconds behind Miracle, was Faye Stenning, rounding out the podium on Saturday at the Spartan Race. Looking ahead to this weekend, the race season is in full swing now, with over 40 races happening all over the world. This weekend, Spartan Race will be in North Carolina, Fort Benning for the Best Ranger competition, and over in the UK for their Southeast London event. Warrior Dash heads to Southern California for their latest event. Tough Mudder will be in Arizona, and Hunter McIntyre will be at Fit Challenge in Rhode Island, checking out the race that Mud Run Guide readers dubbed the best small OCR in North America last year in our end of the year polls. For all the race listings this weekend, check out the race calendar on mudrunguide.com and find a race near you. Those are your headlines this week from around the obstacle racing world. If you liked what you heard, subscribe to the show today and never miss the top news stories from around the OCR world and beyond. This show is a production of Mud Run Guide. Have a great week.